I'm going to be honest, I've never been a big fan of using external tools to help you optimize Google Ads campaigns. And there's a number of reasons for this. And the first thing is a lot of the times they're just far too expensive. The amount of money that you have to pay per month to get access to the tools just don't justify the cost. But then more importantly of that, the frameworks that these tools use in order to optimize your Google Ads campaigns are either too rigid, use outdated, or Google Ads frameworks that I don't fundamentally agree with. But even more important than that, they don't take into account the individual business context. Because for success with Google Ads, you need two areas of expertise. You don't only need to understand how Google Ads works, but you also need to understand the mechanics and the revenue model and the core numbers of your business. And it's only then when you're able to marry the data that you're seeing inside of your Google Ads dashboard with the data that you're seeing inside of your business that you can see true success with Google Ads. And for me, that's the big one as to why I don't use external tools with Google Ads. Well, that was up until the last 4 to 6 months. Inside of Define Digital Academy, we've been using two different tools that have drastically changed the way we optimize our Google Ads campaigns. And all of this week, I'm going to be releasing these two tools and showing you how we use them. And the first one we're going to be showcasing is Claude, and the Claude prompts and tools that we've put together that are really supercharging what we can achieve with our optimizations inside of Google Ads. So this is something I'm super excited to share with you, because what it does is it drastically reduces the time it takes in order for you to see the right data so that you can make the correct strategic decisions. And this is why using Claude to help you optimize your Google Ads campaigns is so effective, because not only is it fast, it's also very cost effective. And in fact, you can test this with no fees at all with Claude. Then when you get more and more used to it and you do want to supercharge your abilities with Claude, you can obviously pay that membership. But the most important thing, you can mold it to what you and your business needs in order to see success with Google Ads. So I'm not actually classing Claude as an external tool, because it's actually just an optimization partner or a data manager partner that you can use in order to see the right data so that you can make the correct decisions for your Google Ads campaigns. And I'm not overstating what it has done within our own internal workflows. It has saved us hours upon hours of research, because we can get that data pretty much instantly, or we can go set up some data traps that we want Claude to go and find, go make a coffee, come back, and the work is done. Now, because I want this video to be as practical as possible, we're going to jump into a screen share so that I can walk you through some of the tools that we've built. And we're also going to be sharing one that you can use straight away inside of your business. So let's go. All right, now these are the 5 tools that we are now using inside of Define Digital Academy to help us optimize our Google Ads campaigns. It's also tools that we've given to all of our students and members of our programs so that they can supercharge the data analysis that they're seeing with their Google Ads campaigns. There are some things that I really want to confirm here with the way that we have set this up and the reasons for why we have done it this way. I do want to make it clear that I know you can connect Claude directly with your Google Ads campaigns, but for this, we haven't done that. And the reason for that is because I've really designed these tools to be a diagnostic tool so that you can see the correct data really quickly in order for you to then go through and make your optimizations. Now, we've also designed this to be a starting point. You may want to take this, use it, and then add your own add-ons onto that, because really what we're looking at doing here is providing a framework that you can then use inside of your own business. Remembering what I said at the start, for success with Google Ads, you don't only need to understand Google Ads, but you also need to understand the drivers of your business. And what I wanted this to be is a tool that, one, you didn't need any coding at all, you didn't need any integrations at all. All you needed was access to Claude, and we've also got this inside of Gemini as well, which we're going to be detailing later in the week. So make sure you not only follow, but you also subscribe so that you don't miss out that video. And the way that we've designed this is we've designed this to be your Google Ads partner, where essentially you're giving it some initial data and you may not get the correct answer straight away, but then you can come back, talk to it further so that you can really get that information that what you're looking for. Let me give you a perfect example here. We've had to blur out some of the brand names, but I want to show you in through here. We use this exact tool. It was actually this one here, the keyword and search terms audit, which also goes into a SWOT analysis and engram analysis. Essentially what we did is that we uploaded, for context, all of the sales calls, transcripts. We record all of our calls in Zoom so we could upload it straight away. Once again, I know you can connect that automatically, but I just want to show you that you don't need to be connected to get the power of this. We uploaded some campaign reports. We also uploaded some different reports, but then more importantly, we uploaded the keyword and the search term data inside of the account. And as you can see, we went went back and forth with some different things. Claude would give us some recommendations. We would fight back on some things because once again, Claude is analyzing the data. What we're doing is we're layering on top the strategic approach that we want to take for this account. And then it spat out this whole report that we were able to present to the client so that we could get a confirmation on what was going to be best for their business. So remember what I said at the start, that this is a diagnostic tool. If you've watched any of my Google Ads YouTube training videos, which I'm assuming you have, you would know that I talk a lot about the Google Ads success loop. And the Google Ads success loop is, if you're unaware, is that you have your settings inside your Google Ads account. You wait to see the data. When you see the data, you make some optimizations. Then you need to wait again before you collect some more data. So for me, at this stage, I don't want an AI tool inside of my Google Ads account making changes every single day. I want to still stick to that Google Ads optimization loop so that then it can present the data when I'm ready to see it so that we can then make the best decisions. As I promised, I'm going to be giving you free access to what we call the keyword and search term audit, but it's much more than that. I'm going to show you it because it's actually a full audit. It lets you know where you can actually see some great opportunities for growth in your business. And you can do this for both lead gen and e-commerce. But I just want to show you here, we've also got some other ones, which is a campaigns ready to scale. And this one runs an analysis through all of your campaigns, letting you know where you've got some opportunities to supercharge your spending through vertical scaling. Also, it goes through and does your ad copywriter and your landing page expert. With both of those ones, you can also get it to do some research inside of Reddit forums or Facebook groups so that you can actually get some real customer pain points. Then there's also a smart bidding calculator that you can use. All of these 5 tools are only available inside of Define Digital Academy, but as I said, for people watching on YouTube, we are going to give you free access to this keyword and search tools audit. If you want to get access to this, just follow that link in the description below. All right, let's go. So what you do need to do, you do need to go inside of a Google Ads account. And we've done 2 things because we're going to go through and we're going to do this for e-commerce business. What I've done for the lead generation business, we've gone through and we've downloaded the product history or the product report. I like to get larger snippets of data. So from here, we're looking at data from February and March. So we're looking at sort of 8 weeks of data. We've also done the same thing for a lead generation business. And we've got 2 things in there. We've grabbed the keyword report and also the search terms report. So we've got them downloaded on our computer and we're ready to go. Alrighty, so let's firstly go through that e-commerce example. And what we've got through there, we've got the product data across all of our campaigns downloaded into a CSV file. You could also use other formats. So what we need to do, we're going to go through and open Claude. What we're going to do from here is that you can just straight away go through and activate the prompt. And the way that we've designed this is then it's going to come through and it's going to ask us for what type of files we are going to be uploading. So with this one, we are going to skip this one because as I said, we're just doing the product report for this one. And we're going to add in the product data. In case you're not aware of what an N-gram analysis is, it puts together the different 1, 2, or 3 word phrases to really let you know if there's 2 words that appear. It groups them all together in all those search terms. In this case, I'm going to use the 2 word phrases. Then it just comes through and what it's saying is that we need to now go and upload the data that we've got here. So what we're going to do, we are going to add our files and this is the product report that we've got ready to go. Once that's uploaded, we then just go through and press enter and we wait for Claude to go through and complete this data. Now, while that's running, and I'll keep that running in real time, just a reminder that once again, we're just wanting Claude to go through and give us the data in an easy to present fashion so that we can then go through and do 2 things. We can take the data and make some decisions straight away, or if we want to, we can ask for some extra data around some extra points so that we can then get to the right decision. And this is what it's saying, it's a diagnostic tool. So rather than having to go through, and I remember my early days inside of Google Ads, we would download sheets and we'd go through and look at the different data and really try to pull out data trends or some opportunities. Whereas what all we're doing here is we're asking Claude to go through and do the heavy lifting of this data analysis, present it to us in a way that we can then come through and really strategically look and go, I agree with that decision, I don't agree with that decision, or can you give me some extra information here? And then from there, we can go and make the actual optimizations inside of our live Google Ads accounts. All right, so as you can see right now, this has actually gone through and analyzed all of the data for us. I'll just quickly run you through everything and then we can come back and look at the extra parts that we want to look at. So essentially from here, it's given us an account snapshot snapshot. It's then giving us the 2-word n-gram analysis, looking at those core keyword themes. So let us know our biggest spenders. It's also letting us know our biggest wasted terms. Then it's giving us some different category performance, the best sizes that work, because this is obviously a e-commerce brand. And then as you can see, it's coming through and giving us the full SWOT analysis. If you're not aware of what a SWOT analysis is, that's obviously looking at the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats inside of the account. The other thing I do want to stress here, it gives us some immediate actions to review. I am not saying that you need to follow these actions blindly, because sometimes the data may be presenting that that is the right thing to do, but for your business, it may not be the right thing to do. So that's why we don't just want this to go through and actively make these changes inside of our account. We want to go through and we want to review it and go from there. Now, the beauty of this is, as you can see from here, is that this e-commerce brand has over just under 14,000 different products. So once again, the power of this is it's giving you this data in, it took a couple of minutes to run, and it's letting us know where we can really focus our spending. Many of you may be familiar with my Google Ads optimization checklist, which we are moving over to these prompts frameworks now. What a lot of this is looking at is it's really working on, if you're familiar with our S.T.A.B method, spending and segmentation, your targeting, your ads and landing pages, and your bidding. This is really focusing on the spending and segmentation and the targeting. And what I mean by that, it's looking at these two core items. One, where we're spending money, where we're getting good results. Can we spend more money there? Where we're spending money, where we're getting bad results. Can we go through and stop the spending there, or where are some potential opportunities? And then it's giving us that keyword targeting. So if we're happy with this, you just click on through here. If you wanted to, you could go through and download this full report. Before I do that, I want to go through and have a bit more of a look of what's happening and what's going on from here. Now, you'll see from here, it's also given us a whole heap of different sheets. So we've got the account summary, we've got the n-gram by cost. Once again, this is letting us know purely where we're spending our money, where we can get better results. Looking at the ROAS, where we're seeing the top ROAS products, where we're seeing our waste. So you can see from here, once again, that's that n-gram. So we know from there when we're seeing these two words together, where we're wasting spend, and then this is our top products, wasted products, category performance, and also the size performance. So there is a lot of data here, but what we've wanted to do is we wanted to present it to you in a format where you can start to make these correct decisions. So you can see from here, we can see our top performers. So we can go trippy hoodie, psychedelic hoodie, hoodie crop. These are the ones which are performing really, really well inside of this account. We can also see here, we've got these other hard summer outfits are performing at a higher ROAS. And then we've got some other ones which are performing at even higher ROASes. So what this allows us to do, we can then go through and go, do we need to update our product titles to match these keyword themes? Or do we need to add in some segmentation so that we can get more money spent to these top performing products? Then we also go through the wasted ones. So this is where we're seeing, for example, Halloween, a rave, that kind of makes sense because we're not coming into Halloween period. So we can go, look, do we need to stop spending in that area till we get closer to that seasonality? When it comes to the category performance, this is one thing now you would remember when we talk about Google Ads, we like to, especially for e-commerce brand, have our spending in campaigns built around different categories. So what we can do from here is that's where we can see this data and we can go, should we, looking at our current Google Ads account structure, is this a better structure that we should be looking at? And then as we go down further, you can see the size performance, and then it comes into letting us know what the different strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are. Then it comes down to, as I said, you get these immediate actions to review. So it's sitting there saying, firstly, should we pause or exclude the zero converting n-gram themes flagged in the wasted n-grams? And that's where we'd go through to here, waste n-grams. And this is purely a decision that you need to make knowing your business. So what we're seeing here is we're going, this is where we're spending money and not getting any conversions. And then you really need to make the decision in your business. Do we really want to continue to spend money in these areas, or can we assign that budget to other product themes? It's saying here, investigate the skirt category, consider pausing low performers or adjusting bids. So remember, when we come up to this category analysis, we can see here across the total account, everything else is performing above a 3. This skirt is a major underperformer. So we need to make the decision. Do we want to go back and optimize it more, or do you just want to pause it? Saying we can scale the budget. Once again, it's saying, are you happy to spend more money in these areas? And then it also has highlighted that we've got, just under 4,000 products or 3,000 800 products that are not eligible. So it's flagging that we need to go through and check that. And then we also want to look at the extra large and some of the extra large size variants because they're not performing at the same level. Once again, it's now prompting saying, do you want to also add in your keyword and search term reports, which we haven't done for this example. So what I really want you to see from here, from this initial prompt, you could go back in and give it extra data, ask more questions, get it to look at different areas. You can even put campaign reports, you can even put weekly reports down so that you can see the different trends of what you want to see inside of your account. But my biggest take-home message is this. Really see this as a diagnostic tool or a partner so that it can go off and do all of this research, give you the initial answers so that you can then make the decisions that is best for you and your business. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And remember, if you want to get free access to this Google Ads account audit framework, all you need to do is to follow that link in the description below. And remember that this is not going to replace you as the expert Google Ads account manager. You're just aligning an AI assistant to help you in your optimizations. And if you'd like to know more about how we optimize e-commerce brands, I want you to go through and watch this video right here, where we do a live review of some different e-commerce accounts. And that's done with me and also one of the DDA coaches called Brent. And I look forward to seeing this video right now. See ya.